Good morning, YouTubers. I just wanted to show you a situation that occurs on many of the 2016 Ford Mustang EcoBoost 2.3 liters. And pretty much this is probably a problem that happens on a lot of Ford smart charging systems. But I undid the process that I used to fix this problem in order to show you just how simple the problem can be repaired. However, let me state I am not a electrical diagnostic expert. I'm a novice, just like many of you that are watching this video trying to solve the problem. I went online to do some reading and research to try to find out about this problem. And so what I'm going to show you real quickly is how I solved this problem through reading and research regarding. Okay, as I head around to the car engine compartment, I want to show you, first of all, I went through the battery sensor module right here to test from the wiring all the way back to the alternator, as well as through the alternator sensor component, which is located right here, all the way back to the alternator. Okay, and I did a self-diagnostics and found nothing broken. One of the reasons I went through all of this was because at first my son had been getting a lot of jumps and the battery was bad, so we replaced the battery. I thought maybe the battery monitor had to be reset or something, so I took it to a shop to have them to do that. They did it, but the warning light stayed on. Turned around after that, I went to another shop. They said it was an alternator, so I went and got a second opinion. They said it was the alternator, so I replaced the alternator. Still, the warning light came on. All right, now this is the first step that I should have done in the first place to find out the problem, and that was to actually go to the fuse box and locate the fuse that was for the alternator accessory, which is fuse number 36. Well, I went to the box and I looked in, and I come to find out right here is port number 36. There was no fuse in it. Now, I'm not saying you may not have a fuse in yours. For some reason, somebody had taken that fuse out, but that fuse was out, and I replaced it and my light went away. And I took it out just a few minutes ago just to show that it would do it after it's set overnight, because it says that your system really has a smart charge and reset that's supposed to take place after 4 or 8 hours after a battery has been changed or the power has been shut down. But anyway, let me go in the car. I'm going to shut it off, put this fuse back in, and I'm going to show you that the warning light went away. And in most cars, Fords that have the smart charging system, the first place to start would be the fuse that deals with your alternator sensor. If that fuse is blown, then you can save yourself a lot of diagnostic trouble of going through doing load tests, battery voltage tests, arms reading, continuity testing, the whole 9 yards, by first checking the fuse. And if that fuse is blown or there's not one there, and you insert a 10 amp fuse in there, you're going to find out that that light will go out. In my case, I just have a 15 amp, so I put it in. I don't think that's going to hurt anything by having 5 amps over. But like I said, that solved the problem after probably a week and a half of trying to research and find out what the problem was. Like an idiot, I felt after putting all that money out that 85 cents could have solved my problem. So let's do it. Okay, so we shut it off. Now, I'm going to take this 15 amp fuse that I have and put it right here in fuse port number F36. May be different on your schematic, but I would advise you to get a schematic and look up your vehicle's fuse junction box, or call battery junction box, all of those different names that they give it, but it's still a fuse box. All right, now we're going to go in and start it up. All right, and so the only thing that's going to show on the instrument panel, and I'm going to let it run for a few so that way you can see that I'm not full of it, is that the hood is ajar because I left the hood up. All the diagnostics that I did should have been done if the fuse was good and in place. Okay, so don't disregard having that done if that doesn't solve your problem. But I think in most cases, this is going to solve your problem, to find out that the fuse is either blown or you may have a missing fuse in your compartment that somebody may have taken out doing electrical work or putting in a stereo system or whatever and failed to put back in. So don't blame your alternator in the very beginning, because some OBD readings that may come from mechanics will say field test bad or malfunction. That's basically, they're saying to you that the alternator is bad, but in some cases that may not be. It's what it's actually saying in that code is that there is a malfunction, but the malfunction is somewhere within that circuit, and that's what you have to find, and then that's what causes you to have to deal with going through diagnostic situation. Anyway, enough jib jab from me. Hope this video helped a lot of people, and if you liked it and it helped you, please click the thumb button and subscribe. We thank you very much.